Ladies and gentlemen, this is Brandon and welcome back to Motor Nubs. And today we are going to be working on, it previously was the $500 turbo challenge car, but the challenge is over. I didn't get mine finished in time, but I'm calling it the cheap turbo Accord, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. If you got a better name for it, comment down below and I'll start using that on the future videos. But anyway, to get you guys caught up, oh man, big old bug hit me in like the arm. Anyway, here it is. It is a 94 Honda Accord with a, let me flip the camera around. Yeah, 94 Honda Accord with the, what does that say? F22 B2 engine, which is the non-VTEC 2.2 liter single overhead cam. We ended up going with an eBay cast manifold, eBay Chinese blobbity cheapo turbo, like $90 turbo, an eBay intercooler, some cobbled together piping, got us an eBay Greddy style knockoff blow off valve. Still need to hook that up. And then we were waiting on the wastegate. That was the next part of the program. Why we couldn't actually push any boost on it. So I got the wastegate in. I actually did not get this off eBay. It's off Amazon because I could get it faster shipping. eBay is typically like a week to a week and a half. And Amazon had this thing on there for Prime and it was like 40 bucks. I'll put the link down below. Hopefully it's good. I don't know. A lot of people were saying that the spring in here was super stiff, so they had to open it up and change the spring out. If that's the case, maybe we'll cut the spring down. But I'm looking for around 6 to 8 psi. We are stock injectors. We are stock fuel pump. I know those may probably not hold up. More on the fuel pump side, so I can get my hands on a fuel pump pretty quick. But I'm trying to see what basically a bone stock motor with a turbo for these cars will do. And if you did notice, we still have power steering and we still have AC. The goal of this car is to be kind of a cheap little rat rod turbo 4-door. I'm not going to say sleeper because it's not necessarily a sleeper. Just a little beater, you know, a little turbo beater. Maybe that could be a good name for it. The Turbo Accord beater. So I'm gonna try to pop this wastegate on here in a second and show you guys what's up. But yeah, there she is in all her glory. Hopefully I'll be able to get it running here soon. The battery, I thought it wasn't dead, but it was a good battery. Maybe there's a small draw because it's been sitting here for a couple weeks. So I'll have to jump it off. I don't know if I'll be able to do that today or not, but yeah, just stay tuned. Let's go. Alright guys, so I was just taking a look at this, and a lot of people don't know on the cheap wastegates, you must make sure it comes with a fire ring, and then when you put the fire ring down in there, you got to make sure it actually seats. So see how it's got a little bit of a lip right here? It doesn't sit flush. That's good because then that means it's putting pressure up against the actual valve in the wastegate. So once you clamp it down, it's got some pressure pushing against that valve and it actually seals. Does that make sense? See, it's got a little bevel there, and then in the wastegate it's got that bevel. That's your sealing edge. So I was reading reviews on some other cheap ones, and a lot of people said that the fire ring was sitting in flush and not actually making contact with the valve, and that was what was leading them to have the issue of basically running like an open wastegate setup and just unlimited boost, all the boost or none of the boost because it was all leaking by. So yeah, definitely check that out when you buy your cheap wastegates. I don't know if quality control is the issue or maybe it was just the manufacturer, but yeah, that's super important. So we're gonna put this fire ring. We're gonna get this bad boy bolted up. I don't know if we're gonna have enough space to do a dump pipe or not, because if I hold it on here, it looks like it's gonna be just dumping like straight into the exhaust side of the turbo. Ideal, no, but usable, yes, because I mean we only got like that much space. This side of the turbo is already gonna be like hot as can be. It ain't gonna hurt it if we get a little hotter. But I have my buddy Nick. He could probably weld me up something, but Nah, we'll probably just let it slide since this is going to be a low horsepower and low boost setup. So let me get it bolted in. Alright guys, so my wastegate is going to be sitting right there. Obviously, I still don't have a down pipe or a up pipe, and any exhaust coming off the turbo, but yeah, that wastegate is going to be talking to that turbo and dumping a lot of heat onto it. I'll see how that is. It probably will be fine for short like bursts, but any long sustained driving, and I guess that's probably going to not help for heat soaking the turbo, but I don't know. Comment down below. What do you think? What should I do? I obviously can't flip the wastegate around because then that'll be dumping heat right onto the valve cover, which would even be worse. Might have to end up doing a pipe and doing like a remote wastegate setup further away. Just let me know. What do you guys think? Another thing that people always ask questions about is, oh, there's a nipple on the top and the bottom of my wastegate. Which one do I run my vacuum line for boost? If you're just running wastegate pressure reference and you don't want anything like special or crazy going on, go to the bottom. And the way I always remember this is if you put boost pressure to the top, that helps hold the valve shut. If you put boost pressure to the bottom, it helps lift the valve up. So if you put 10 psi of boost in there and you have a 10 psi spring, it will lift that valve up and it bypasses additional boost, so it keeps you at 10 psi. But now if you want to run extra boost or more boost than what's in there, some people will put a T or a diverter and end up having boost blown on top to help keep that wastegate shut. We're not doing anything fancy like that, so we're just going to be using this bottom one. Another way people control boost is they'll bleed the amount of air that goes in the bottom. So say, for example, if you have a 10 psi spring in here and you're running 15 pounds of boost, but you don't want the wastegate to open until 15 pounds of boost, what you do is you have a bleed valve in line of this that bleeds off 5 psi. So the wastegate sees 10 psi. So then it'll open that spring at full RPM, 10 psi, but you're able to run 15 psi. Does that make sense? Did I do a good job? I think I did. All right, guys. Well, I'm kind of at a stopping point. I know this video isn't super, like, I don't know, fun, informative. Actually, it was informative. It wasn't action-packed. I'm gonna put this battery charger on, or put this battery on a charger, and then we'll be back. I'm hoping to do some more, I don't know what the word I'm looking for here is, more often videos. That doesn't seem to work together. Anyway, words are not with me today. It's a little warm outside, so I will see you on the next one, hopefully sooner than later. Peace. Have a good time. Adios. Later, guys.